So are you confused about the term celiac disease, gluten sensitivity? Are you allergic to gluten? Do you have an allergy to gluten? Or are you wondering if you may have some condition related to celiac disease? It's so confusing. There's so many terms that are out there. A lot of people are confused. Well, in this video today, I will talk to you about what you need to know about celiac disease and what you can do to see if you actually have this disease or not. Let's begin. For those of you guys who are joining me for the first time, my name is Dr. Samir Islam. I am a board certified poop doctor. Yes, that's an actual job that I have. I take care of your poop. Wherever your food goes, I go. And in this channel, I do a lot of video tips about gut health, regular health, medical health, and educational videos such as these to give you the information that you need to know to give you accurate research-based information. At any point in time, click on the show notes down below about any of the tips and tricks that I may have. And if you like these video series, I would encourage you to subscribe to my Facebook page. I replay these videos on my YouTube page and Instagram as well. But in this video today, we will talk about what the heck is celiac disease. And this is a very common question that I get because a lot of people ask me or tell me, hey Dr. Islam, I've heard about this thing called celiac disease or gluten sensitivity. I think it may be sensitive to gluten. I think I have an allergy to gluten, or I may have been diagnosed with celiac disease. And this month, actually, we celebrate Celiac Awareness Month. And in these next couple of videos, I'll be talking about exactly what celiac is, how do we diagnose it, how do we treat this, and what is the difference between actual celiac disease and maybe another condition called non-celiac gluten sensitivity, which is a very different disease than actually celiac disease. But today, we're going to focus on what exactly is celiac disease. So, celiac disease is an actual problem in which your body actually has an autoimmune reaction against gluten. So whenever people ingest gluten, which is typically in wheat, rye, and barley, your body actually attacks the small intestine. There's actually an autoimmune reaction in which your body physically attacks your small intestine, and you actually lose the capability to absorb certain nutrients. And because of that, people can have a lot of symptoms from that. So normally your small intestine have these villi. They're just like my hands that are right here. And these villi are used to absorb certain nutrients, vitamins, and minerals. Whenever you ingest gluten, when you have celiac disease, your villi get sheared off, and so you don't have those villi that are there. And because you lose that villi, you cannot absorb the normal things that you typically would absorb, which can manifest in a lot of different symptoms: bloating, pain, upset stomach. There are also non-GI symptoms, including being anemic, maybe having low vitamin, maybe having some sort of rash as well. And these are all very common symptoms from actually celiac disease. And so whenever you ingest these, whenever you normally have food, these villi that are there do a very effective job of absorbing those nutrients and vitamins in your body. This is why you're able to have the capabilities to absorb these minerals in a normal set. But like I mentioned before, when you have celiac disease, your body is set up to have an allergic response to gluten. You actually have a physical response to that in which you lose those villi, so you cannot absorb the normal things that you normally want to absorb. This is an actual autoimmune reaction. Your body is actually physically attacking its own self, and we can actually see this whenever we take a look at your small intestine. And so because of this, you're not able to absorb those food, vitamins, and nutrients that you typically would be able to absorb. And like I said before, this can manifest in a lot of different ways, including a decrease of certain vitamins, including iron, vitamin D, calcium as well, and also in GI symptoms: bloating, diarrhea, upset stomach, brain fog, feeling like you're not completely there. Now, keep in mind that celiac disease is a real condition. Now, there are a lot of people who say that they have celiac disease or may have been diagnosed but not have had formal testing for this. But it is a real condition that you have, and so it is something that is actually there, in which we can actually see damage inside the small intestine for patients who do have celiac disease. This is very different from a condition called gluten sensitivity, which I'll talk about in the next couple of videos. Very different condition, but celiac disease, which is an autoimmune reaction, is a real disease in which we can actually see the problems whenever we take a look in the small intestine. So coming up the next couple of videos, I'm going to talk in more details about the differences between celiac disease, how do we diagnose it, how do we treat this, how this may be different from another condition called gluten intolerance or non-celiac gluten sensitivity. So stay tuned for these next couple of videos. But my question for you today, what questions do you have about celiac disease? We are celebrating Celiac Awareness Month. I want to see if I can answer those questions for you about what you may have about celiac disease. Comment down below. I would love to do a video on your questions about what you may have about celiac disease and what confusing parts do you have about this condition. What have you heard in the media about celiac disease and what I can do to hopefully give you some light about how we actually diagnose this condition. I want to thank you guys for joining today. Every Tuesday around this time I do a Facebook Live where I try to give you a tip to help out with your gut health, and every Thursday I do my Poop Tip Thursday where I drop one poop bomb based on a question that you guys have for me. And if you like these videos, I would encourage you to follow me on my social media page, where you can see me on my Facebook, my YouTube page, and my Instagram as well. But I hope you guys have a great day. I look forward to hearing your comments down below, and thanks and take care. Thanks for watching. All right, let's talk about celiac disease. Probably the most confusing term that's out there. Celiac, gluten sensitivity, all sorts of stuff. Man, this is a very confusing topic for a lot of people to ask. All right, celiac disease. Celiac. That's a hard word for me to say. Celiac, non-gluten sensitivity. That is hard as well. All right, let's do it.